And we are Squawking Dead, a podcast polarizing episodes of the Walking Dead universe. Sometimes we give you news, sometimes we make you laugh, but most times we go deep. This time, we go a little deep with a fellow TWD family member, Linda Peck Athens, aka Fan Art Lindy. You know her. She is a terrific friend, family member of the TWD universe. She does terrific art. She's very giving. She really does contribute so much of her art to giveaways. She's just a terrific person, human being. We're introducing this new segment called TWD Family Branches, which highlights our fellow superfans, fellow creators, people in the zeitgeist of the Walking Dead universe, or fans, really. Fans and creators. I mean, it's really, really nice to interview people cast and crew from our various TW Universe shows, but it's even nicer to see fellow fans who really, really are big boosters of the show get highlighted, and we're hoping to do more of this at least once a month, if not more. And so we're going to try to do this a lot more often, but we wanted to kick this off with a fellow fan who we feel needs a lot more highlighting. That's Linda. And I really, really hope you enjoy the segment. And you know what? What will really inspire us to do more of these interviews with fellow TWD family members is your feedback. So if you're on YouTube, Facebook, etc., just like this video, comment on it if you're here. Let us know how much you did like it. Also, this is going to be showing up on your favorite podcast platform, so head to ratethispodcast.com/squawkingdead. Let us know what you thought about this, how much we can improve this, anything that we can do to tighten this segment up. It's new. Of course, there's a little bit of pilotitis. So any of your feedback would be would be welcome. So I think without further ado, I'd like to show you our interview. It's not that long. It's not an episode breakdown. It's just a breakdown of a person whom we love very much. And if you do love her very much, and if you love us very much, head over to ko-fi.com/squawkingdead and just follow us so that you know when stuff like this comes up, this new behind the scenes thing. It's been a month. We actually recorded this a month ago, and the unedited episode recordings have been available for a month. So that's going to be also in the link for the YouTube and Facebook videos, the actual link to the unedited episode recordings. You're going to see a lot of mess ups. You're going to see a lot of things going on. So please take advantage of that. And just speaking of our coffee page, our content is still free until next week, by the way. So if you can take advantage of a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that has been coming out for the last week for free. Just follow us on ko-fi.com/squawkingdead. Hey Whispers UK. Hey Darren. And then, just follow us. You'll be able to get that content for free, I think, up until Monday or Tuesday, basically September 1st, where we'll be announcing a new thing. But if you love Linda and you really appreciated her interview, just follow her at least on ko-fi.com/fanartlindy, one word. And without further ado, I present Linda.
We are Squawking Dead, a podcast pulverizing episodes of the Walking Dead universe. Sometimes we bring you news, sometimes we make you laugh. Most times, we go deep. I'm CosmoMom09, Rachel B. With me is Sharon D. Blazy Gardner. And we have a very special episode today. We're going to shine a light on a little different part of our Walking Dead universe today. We're going to talk about the fans. One fan in particular today, Linda, Fan Art Lindy, is with us today, and she's going to tell us about her experience in the fandom and all about her artwork. Welcome, Linda.
Hi. How are you guys?
Good. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for being here, Linda.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I was born in Wisconsin, raised in Minnesota. I just heard my accent. I still hear it sometimes. Moved to Oregon 21 years ago. Made that my home, and now I have a bachelor's degree in psychology, and I'm a case manager by day for adults with developmental disabilities that live in their own homes.
Aww, very impressive.
It's very challenging and sad sometimes. Happy sometimes too.
I mean,
I'm lucky to have you.
I work with a disabled young man, so I know exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah. And I am also married since 2008. We have no kids, but we have a very precocious lab husky mix named Beulah, who is trying my patience today.
You've got some fur babies.
Yeah, just one. We had a cat, but he passed.
I love the pictures you've been putting up of Beulah lately. She's so cute.
She is so adorable.
Oh my God. Her husky just comes out in the best ways. Super annoying, but super fun at the same time.
She's a very, very photogenic pup.
She hates it,
She
though.
is.
The minute I raise my phone up, she's just like...
Mine do too.
That's not right.
Mine do too. They see me pull out the camera and they're like,
They're like, see ya. Yeah. Like the tweets out, or I have to make a weird noise like you do with like toddlers when you're...
yeah. Over here.
The squeakers, yes. I used to do that for a living also, actually. That was fun. Yeah,
Oh, cool.
that was my fun job.
Wait, so hold on. You said that was your job before. What job was that specifically?
I've been a portrait photographer
Okay.
for many years back in Minnesota, and that's kind of the job that broke me out of my shell. I'm super shy. But I had to learn to be an idiot in front of kids, so that really helped me, learn. That and it coincided with friends and Dharma and Greg, so Jenna, shout out.
How did you start drawing, and what drives you?
I started because my grandfather on my dad's side was a painter and commercial artist, so I kind of always drew a little bit and doodled when I was a kid. I remember actually in 3rd grade, we had to do a book report on our favorite dog breed, and I did an Irish setter, and I drew a picture of an Irish setter in crayon, and did the whole, pressed really hard and then scraped away, so I did the shading and stuff like that, and all the kids thought I cheated and had my parents draw it because it was too good. And that happened again in 6th grade. I got accused of from other kids. I got teased relentlessly. I won't go into that, but anyway, in high school I pretty much spent all of my time in the art room. My friends, it was awesome, and then I discovered photography actually. So from college years till 2019, I really didn't draw much at all. Nothing. I have to thank Jeffrey Dean Morgan because he was actually the catalyst in all of this. I drew Negan after I saw him because I caught up on season 7 when it aired on Netflix, so I'm a year behind. I'm historically a year behind everybody until I met you guys. But watched season 7, and then I was Negan for Halloween because I became so obsessed with him, and then I drew him in 2019, and I was just like, wow, this is really cool. I'm not horrible anymore. And then last year when the pandemic hit was really when I started drawing consistently. It started with Alpha, because she's also I guess I have a villain thing. Alpha started it. I did 3 of her. She's the only character I've done multiples of. Well, no, I did Daryl too. And Negan now. The pandemic hit in March, and then I just kept going because I'm just I'm just gonna do this, just keep my mind off everything because it was super stressful.
Absolutely, it's sort of a therapy, right? I mean,
yeah, it's definitely my me time and my creative outlets. I don't act. I'm a horrible actor. I've tried. I've tried. I don't really do anything else except photography and drawing.
You're forced to sort of slow everything down and focus on one little thing, and I think that's a good break for your brain,
Exactly. Yeah, you get it.
Absolutely. So, Linda, do you have an absolute favorite piece that if somebody says, show me your art, you're like, this is it. This is what I show everybody.
No. I'm looking, sorry. I'm not looking out, I'm looking around my room.
Yeah.
I really love all of them, but I'm most happy probably with Jadis is one of my top ones.
They're all absolutely amazing, so it's definitely hard to pick a favorite.
Jadis was my first colored pencil piece. Like, I've never deviated from, I'm a straight Ticonderoga #2 pencil gal. So I never deviated from that. I've always wanted to try colored pencil, but I was afraid to. And then, so she was my first, and I really like the camera glove detail. That's my favorite part of it. I have like favorite parts of pieces of mine. My other favorites would probably be Ezekiel, White, Michonne, and yeah.
I know at the time you criticized it heavily, and I'm like, no. This is awesome.
Were you following me way back then? Wow.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
That Michonne one is
Your
really awesome.
Dwight was the first one I saw.
Aw,
That was so good.
Well, I just happen to have my favorite Linda piece right
Oh.
That was my next one.
here.
I
Alpha
love my
Unmasked.
fun Alpha.
This is my favorite piece.
Oh, mine is somewhere in a box somewhere. I can't get it out.
Right, you have it.
You just moved, to be fair.
Well, you have. I gave you Morgan, right?
Morgan, yep.
My favorite is the John and June wedding picture that you sent, but that one is packed away somewhere. But I do have this one out, and I love
Yeah.
June too. She's so
I love
Turned
that
out
one, yeah.
so well. Yeah.
And my favorite part of that is her collar by her jean jacket.
My
Like,
favorite
little
part of that is like the lines in her face. They just worked out so perfectly.
blending stumps, baby.
Actually,
And I really love the Whispering Alpha one with the mask, because that one is like
I have that one as well.
little detail. It's so awesome.
and the fact that you made it yours, I think, it says a lot too.
Yeah,
It's
And
Lindy iconic.
Yes, thank you. And I really like Herschel behind me. See, I like them all.
Yeah, that's proven.
picking a favorite pet.
Dory. John Dory, ironically, I had started right before that episode came out, and I really had a hard time finishing it. I was crying.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to look at
Tear-
your face.
Tear stain blending.
Right.
Yes. A little bit of watercolor.
A lot of watercolors. Exactly. On the note of that, though, so is it accurate to say that you got started with colored pencils? Because I remember you had your paper pencil piece account on Instagram.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. No, I started with graphite. Jadis was the first colored pencil. So I did the three. I did Negan, #1. Oh wait, I lied.
Stop lying.
Bloody Alpha was my first colored pencil. Sorry.
Oh. No
Sorry.
wonder I love it so much.
Yeah. So that one, I'm pretty happy with. Her face isn't like exactly right. I'm guessing if I redid it now, it would please me. I know it pleases other people.
Would you be
though.
interested in doing that though? That'd be interesting.
Redoing it, yeah.
Yeah.
I did that in high school, actually. There's a drawing of a sculptor named Lipschitz that I did in high school. And then last year was consequently my 30th reunion. So I decided to redraw that picture. So I have the, high school version and the now version.
What have you noticed in between those two copies has changed, or about yourself or about your style?
Style is similar. It's definitely more toned. So I've gotten better at making everything blend together. I know the perspective is a lot better on the face, and the shading is a lot better. Practice makes perfect, I guess.
In every medium.
Even with Gabriel that I just finished, I'm like in awe of it, because I'm just like, oh my god, it's so good! I like those moments.
Yeah.
It's nice to blow yourself away, you know what I mean?
What is your process before beginning one of your pieces? Do you think about what you want it to look like, or is it something that comes to you as you're working?
So I am a copier of still shots, so I just find a good still shot that I like and draw it. But it has to meet certain criteria. Like I look for shading on the face, or any interesting lighting, perspectives. I look for emotion in the picture, or fun details. Like if the princess one I did, she's holding her whatever gun that is. I love that gun. Like Rick's gun is my favorite part of his thing, because I don't know, I like drawing guns, I guess. So yeah, so
They're challenging though, with all the perfectly straight edges.
Oh my god, yes. Lucille is cool, but she's a pain in the ass to draw. All that barbed wire, ugh. And I tend to draw people that I like, which is why I kind of opened commissions, Because people were asking me, like, will you ever draw this person? And I'm like, not personally, I wouldn't, but, you know, if you want to pay me to, I will.
Cha-ching!
Yeah. Because I also didn't want to go down the road like, yeah, I'll draw that for you. I'm not doing this for the money, obviously, but it's nice to be.
It's hard work. It's a lot of hard work.
I would do it whether or not people were interested in buying stuff or not, obviously, because I still am doing it.
It's for you.
But someday I hope to like be, you know, on the convention circuit. That would be cool.
That would be very cool,
awesome.
and we'll definitely be there.
It seems to me like old school drawings like that seem to be more circuit based than online based, I guess. So that's my process. I pick a good photo. If I just finish the drawing, I might take a night or two off just to like not get out of that drawing so I can prepare for the next one, but that's pretty much it.
So how was it that you got involved in the Walking Dead universe? Do you watch all 3 shows?
I do not.
You do not.
I have
Okay.
not checked out. Sorry.
That's
I haven't checked out
That's okay.
The World Beyond. It took a lot for me to even check out Fear, even though a lot of people, actors that I like, were on the show. And that's mainly the reason I stuck with it, because, sorry, first 3 seasons were just really slow for me. I didn't connect with anybody really, and it just didn't have it for me until, like, you know, I think I texted Dave when I was watching the Dirty Martha episode, and I'm like, finally, I like the show! You know, that's
I
even
remember
after
that.
Laura, which, you know, I like John and June, but I wasn't like, it didn't hook me yet.
Yeah, it was the funniest. Let me just say this out loud. It was the funniest DM and the hottest take I've ever heard on Martha, because Linda had been the only person that ever said, I think I like this character. And I was like, everybody hates this character, but I love that you said that.
I need to have a good antagonist, otherwise the show is boring to me. Like, otherwise it's just people going around doing stuff. You know what I mean? There needs to be conflict, like great conflict. I mean, now the conflict is how are they going to survive in a nuclear holocaust, and that's enough for me. And I know Strand is probably going to be the big bad, but you know.
With case in point, that's for the last three years, the environment has always been the main antagonist. You know, Martha was just kind of like the environment rose out from the earth and took form in this filthy woman. And I like that you said that too, by the way, because I think you saying that out loud gives people permission to also like her if in fact they do. And I think we need more of that.
I'm not gonna say I liked Martha, but I got where she was coming from. Like, I didn't hate her. I wasn't like, oh, she's just the worst. Blah, blah. No, I totally got what happened to her, but like, I wouldn't say she was a favorite character. I wouldn't say I liked her.
Like for me is like, I like what she's bringing to the show. I don't like Virginia, but I like what she brought to the show. And like, you know, I didn't like Teddy, but I like what he brought. Anyway, the only exception to that is Negan. I genuinely like Negan. I know he's a horrible, horrible person for what he did, but Jeffrey Dean Morgan is so damn charming.
He is. Negan is awful, but we love JDM.
Yeah. There's liking what you bring to the table, and then there's also like, oh, and I want this guy to stick around, because holy shit.
Yeah.
That's how I felt about Colby, though. I hated Virginia, but I would have loved Colby to stay around.
And I really loved Alpha. Alpha was just like, holy shit.
I did like Alpha.
Terrifying, like, but I just love Samantha Morton. She's the best.
I wanted Beta to stick around. I think everybody knows that.
Let me roll tape on. He's joining our team. Too much
Is
for
it
Beta.
too much for Beta to follow Alpha? He's gonna join our team! I'm so excited.
That was epic quote.
I have hopes.
Who are your favorite characters on The Walking Dead and on Fear?
I think we've covered Negan. Alpha and Ezekiel is actually probably the top 3 on The Walking Dead. Dwight crosses over, so he was good on The Walking Dead. He's also my favorite on Fear.
Madison is the second one, right?
No, Madison is not. Definitely no. John Dory, of course. Junior and senior. I really love Keith Carradine. And June. And, of course, Daniel. I love Daniel. I'm worried about him. But my uncle's kind of going through the same thing. So.
Yeah, a little close to home there then.
Yeah, but, you know, I just want to hug him. And Sarah. Sorry. I was like, who am I missing? I'm like, Sarah.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Mom.
Listen, just list all the people you don't like, and it'll be like a couple. Like it'll be like one or two people ever.
I can do that. Andrea.
Might be easier.
Okay.
Rosita. It will be easier. Andrea, Rosita. Sorry, not sorry. Alden is I'm not big on. All the jerks and the guy that Richard and
like Jared. Jared.
Thank you.
Oh,
hate
Jared.
That guy. Gregory.
Shitty Jared.
Gregory's on my not so good list.
Wait, what about Gavin? Is it Jared? Is Jared and Gavin a package deal?
No, I kind of liked Gavin actually.
I did too.
He was like,
Yeah.
like he didn't want things to escalate, and he seemed like he didn't want to be there, but he was there. He was making the best of the situation, I guess. But I liked Gavin. And on Fear, it would be not for saying this. All the Clarks except for Alicia's growing on me now. So that's okay. Well, I did like Travis though. I like Travis.
Part where we get dislikes on our videos. And Reddit destroys us.
I'm never gonna sell anything now.
I don't know if this is gonna make it to print, guys.
Those are the only people that I remember not liking. I don't know. I didn't connect with them for some reason.
Yeah, some characters just don't grab you as much as others. Like, you're more invested in what this person is doing and where their story is going to go. I get that. And it's not that you hate these other characters. I don't
like
Maybe.
It's like most favorite to least favorite.
Yeah, and it kind of makes sense when you really think about it. When you think about Linda, let's psychoanalyze her in front of everybody. It makes sense because do the Clarks, let's say, jump off the page? No, they're not really meant to. They're not extraordinary. They don't have this high contrast, shining in the sunlight kind of quality. No, they're just ordinary people. They're not supposed to jump at you. Whereas like Martha, she'll jump through the screen to get at your throat, or Alpha, Negan, all these extraordinary extra people, right? I mean, that makes sense to me.
I like Mad Men, and that's like a tame, nothing like super weird happens on that show, and they're all kind of mellow.
Maybe it's the medium.
Even though I started in season 4, Madison and Nick and Alicia never clicked with me. That's why I haven't gone back and watched the first 3. Nobody from 1 through 3 has really clicked with me.
I actually looked ahead at like the episode synopsis when I was in like season 3, and I'm like, got to like Nick dies. I was like, oh, come on, hurry up!
Cameo died in fire.
Oh no!
Well, just to qualify what I was saying before, what I mean, like jump off the page, like as an artist, I can see why that would make sense. Just as a quality that these people jump off, like Negan Alpha jumps off the page, whereas the Clarks is kind of like, those background actors, what? So I get it.
I did like the ranch, and I did like Travis, and I thought he died in the first season, but then I went back and revisited that. I was like, oh, he wasn't in it a lot, I guess.
Is there a character or parts of any characters that you personally can relate to the most?
I would probably relate most to Denise.
Okay, all right.
Because she's kind of like, unsure of herself and put in this situation where she doesn't know what she's doing and doesn't think she can learn to know what she's doing, and just like doesn't have a lot of confidence and stuff like that. And that's still something I struggle with in parts of my life because that's how it is. But then she, realizes that she's just got to go for it and live her life, and that's kind of why I put my art out there. I was more pissed that she died than like Glenn and Abe and everybody else. I was just like, not Denise.
And yet Dwight is your favorite.
I know. I was gonna say.
I also like Negan. I did not like Abe when they first showed up. I was just like, oh, who are these people? I didn't like them at all when they first showed up. But now Abe and Sasha are like my favorite. Oh, I forgot about Sasha. Sasha and Rosita should switch. I would be happy with that. Actually, when Here's Negan aired, my opinion of him dipped a little bit because I was just like, you cheated on your fucking wife that was dying of cancer, asshole. So it lost a little luster with me, actually. Where everybody else, when then Here's Negan is like, oh, Negan, he's so like, oh, the poor guy had to kill his wife, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, hello.
Did you read the comic books?
I read Here's Negan, but I haven't finished the Compendium 4 yet. I'm like in the middle of it. I know I have to do that before it airs. I'm excited for Mercer.
A
What is it like for you to be a part of the fandom?
I think, as I've demonstrated, sometimes it's hard because I have opinions that not necessarily are good ones to everybody else. I try not to engage too much in like theories and, why are they doing this and why are they doing that? Like with the trailer coming out this past weekend, I was like rolling my eyes a lot because people were like, why did she look at him that way? And who's doing that to her? And who's doing it? I'm just like, just wait for the goddamn show to air and watch it. I don't get it.
Is that Alden getting bit?
Right?
Goodness.
Like, why is Negan touching Maggie? Oh my god. I was just like,
Oh, that one is the best.
Yeah.
Well, he's probably saving her, and he's like, what do you mean, don't touch, save Maggie?
Save
Do the thing.
Hello. Like, you guys are a good family because, you have those discussions without attacking each other, which is what I like. I don't condone, like, people belittling or, attacking people for their opinions. That's not what we're here for. We're just here to share the love of a show that we all like. And remember that it's a show. Y'all don't have to get so heated. I'm just here for the ride.
When somebody asks me whether I'm like a super fan of the show, I almost don't know how to answer half the time because, like, on the one hand, I love the show. I am a fan, but I don't know if I'm a super fan. I love analyzing it because it gives us so much.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you find yourself maybe in a similar position, or like, if you had to describe your fandom meter, let's say from 1 to 10, like, where do you find yourself and why?
Maybe a 7. I'm not like obsessed with it. I don't freak out if I miss an episode. I'll watch it when I watch it. Is basically my, before I met you guys, was like, oh, I gotta wait a year anyway. I did start buying them on YouTube so I could watch them the next day, but I wasn't on Twitter then, and now, I might just get off Twitter because it's just getting to be too much. I love drawing the characters, and I love the show. I started watching it from day one. I didn't like it at first, to be honest, because it was so gory. I don't know what was going on with my psyche and my body at that time, but I just could not tolerate gross stuff. Like, I'd get nauseated and I wouldn't want to eat, and I'm just like, I cannot watch this. Like, blah. But thankfully that passed. I still cannot watch the Negan bashing scene. I have to close my eyes for that. And the Noah one is just gross. We didn't have cable when we moved out here. I was a year behind, like I was saying, so I watched Netflix. You okay, Rachel?
Yeah, I just couldn't imagine going a whole year without
What's going on there?
That was me.
I
was internally panicking
episode. I'm
for a
like,
moment.
what?
Yeah. I don't know what that feels. I've never missed an episode. I wouldn't know what that felt like.
I'm not familiar with the sensation.
Yeah, it was just life for me. Like, I'm like, it's coming. I have to wait. And I'm like, and I'd get super excited when it came out and like binge it in 3 days when it came out on Netflix. And then like, I'm not a big convention person. Like, I've never been to one. I was supposed to go to Walker Stalker in 2019, but they canceled it. And I never got my money back. I was supposed to go to Rose City Comic-Con last year, but they canceled it for obvious reasons. So this year in September, I'm going as Alpha. So this will be my first. But, now that I have more friends that are into it, like my best friend from Minnesota I would call her a super fan because she makes dioramas of little thing. You might know her.
T, right?
The Zombique. Yeah.
Oh, the Zombique, right, yeah.
Yeah, or Tractor Rock. She has like 2.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to, yeah.
But she, she's been to Georgia, I don't know how many times, and has seen like over 100 locations. She's a super fan. She knows way more than I do. I think I'm a 7. I like drawing, but I also want to move on to other shows because there's a lot of other shows that I like. But there's so many characters in The Walking Dead and Fear that I want to draw still. So it's like I'm torn.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah.
So this year will be your first convention. That's super exciting. When you get there, whose line are you getting in first? Who do you have to meet immediately?
Well, nobody from The Walking Dead is going to Rose City that I know of. So I know it's not a fun convention. I just have to go because I have tickets. I would much rather go to Fandemic, and if I were going to Fandemic, it would be Jeffrey Dean Morgan because I would thank him for being the catalyst to all of this and give him a big hug because I know he's a good hugger.
Aww. And you would have to get in that line early because they are long.
I'm sure.
I have a picture of myself in front of his line at Walker Stalker 2019, and there are literally probably 500 people in that line.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look like a line. It looks like a
Yeah.
concert.
Yeah, I can see why people buy the VIP and the photo ops for those guys. But from the Fear crowd, I would love to meet Jenna and Mo, of course. My two ladies. Mo is from Minnesota, like me. We kind of grew up around the same area. We went to the same high school, so that's pretty awesome.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
I
Cool.
know.
That's cool.
Oh my gosh.
We weren't there together, but you know.
Still though, that's still really
We
cool.
walked on the same grounds, man. That's pretty cool.
Sat in the same chairs.
Oh, maybe. Oh my
Listened to the
God.
same teachers.
Probably not, because she took acting and I did not. But I loved hearing that one interview she did with Brian Scalaro, I believe, is when she mentioned the acting teacher that I knew of, and I was like, oh my God, she knows Mr. Ermeding. He has a really unusual name.
Don't forget that.
A lot of kids loved him, and he helped a lot of kids. So anyway, it was just weird hearing her say names that I knew also.
What are you most proud of in the last year?
Surviving. That none of my clients suffered any ill consequences due to COVID or the wildfires that we had or the ice storm that we had. We all had to deal with working from home. COVID has been hard on a lot of my clients because of the, isolation and whatnot. Myself, I would just be proud of the fact that I made so many drawings. I think I did 30 last year.
Wow.
It was a lot. And I
Wow.
am out of wall space in here almost. So I'm going to start spilling out to the living room. I opened my store and planning on opening a website. Just got to find time to do it. I'm an introvert, so all day when I talk for work stuff, by the time I'm home and have time to do stuff, I don't want to talk to anybody or work on the computer, which is another reason why I draw at night and a lot of times miss your guys' stuff because I'm like, well, then I can't have my drawing time. East Coast, West Coast sucks.
Time zones.
I would miss me too. Seriously.
So, Linda, if somebody did want to buy a piece of your artwork, where can they go to buy it?
They can go to my coffee page, coffee.com, fanartlindy, or they can just follow me on Instagram and DM me.
And she does commission pieces. So
I do commission pieces. I did do a
Give her
Negan
some
for somebody
information.
that somebody donated to a fundraiser, so they won it.
That's ko.fi.com/fanartlindy.
Thank you.
Hold him at an angle.
Here's Negan.
Put his bottom forward. There you go.
Wow.
Nice.
As a commissioned piece, you will get the original piece, and nobody else will be able to buy it in my store. It won't be listed. So it is yours and yours alone.
That is very cool. A lot
That's
of
the
people
perk for
still,
that.
do prints and stuff, but when you get a commission piece, it is yours and
It is
nobody
yours.
else's.
Exactly.
One of a kind.
I want to thank you for donating your art to our as prizes to our games and our contests and stuff.
You're very welcome. I'm glad to do it. And I have bigger and better pieces to donate.
And we got some big games coming up, so
I know.
And honestly, it's been really, really great to see not only you participating in some of let's say Sharondy's, your Blazy Gardeners giveaways, for trivia day nights and stuff like that. But I've been seeing you get around. Was it Renee's giveaways? I think even
Alex.
Thank you. You knew Alex Stone, right, on
Yep.
Twitter. But you can, if you want to shout out some other contests.
And
that
Rebecca TWD.
Right,
I think
that's
they're
right, that's right.
donated. I think those are the three
main ones.
big ones, and you guys, of course. And the camp events, I donated a couple pieces to their last events.
Right.
For their baskets.
Cool.
charity
Right.
baskets. And I'm doing that again for their fall event.
Oh, that's awesome. And and I'm just saying, it really personally makes me happy to see that. And I think it does a world of good. And I think it's nice to see your art going to happy fans.
Yes, I think that above the money is what I like most. Again, I'm not in it for the money, obviously, because if you subscribe to my coffee page, you get a free 8x10, and I recently switched that from random to your choice, so you can tell me what you want as a first-time subscriber. And I know memberships are coming out soon, so I'm trying to work on some I'm thinking of maybe a subscription box type thing. There's lots of possibilities out there. I just have to sit down and figure out where I want to go with it. But definitely doing conventions is on my wish list, but renting a table is very expensive. That's another Ko-fi reason to buy me coffee, so I can afford to do that.
That's right.
Right.
Well, if you ever happen to go to a convention with us, we can attest to the fact that our vendor table has been known to be multi-use.
Okay.
From Believe in June t-shirts, which, by the way, made the table very colorful.
Yeah, I want a yellow one.
To giveaway items, to whatever. to free stuff, obviously free stuff. So yeah, if we're ever at the same convention together, let's work together. And in fact, let me extend this now to anybody who's listening. Any creator whom we know and listens to the show, not just any rando. Come on, DM us.
I am a monthly subscriber.
Yeah, that's right. To boot. Yeah, why don't you subscribe to our coffee? No, but seriously, if you are a creator, you know us. We're going to the same convention together. Just let me know, and then maybe we could do something together where we can have some of your art on our table or your creative goods, and we can collaborate together. That includes you, Lindy.
I'm turning 50 next year, and my best friend from Minnesota, Tractor Rock, is also turning the same age, so we plan on going to the camp events next year for our birthday.
Yay.
Also, lies. I don't believe a word of it. You're not turning 50.
I'm like, why would she lie about going?
I knew. This is my last year of my 40s.
You're like 20 years old. Oh my goodness.
I'm a 72 baby. Actually, the person are you?
Oh wow. Okay. Yay.
Are you 72?
I'll be 49 in September.
Right on.
So many birthdays.
Yay. Alex is a 72. Alex Scooby.
Oh hey.
Yeah. He's actually the one. I know there was a question about who I interacted the most with, and it's actually Alex.
For those who don't know, that's Mo Collins' husband, who's also an actor and very funny.
Yeah. But I comment on his Jeep a lot because I have a Jeep myself. Not as cool as his, but we can dream. But he just posts funny shit. Like I think
he really does.
Alex is just so nice.
I highly recommend him.
He is hilarious and very interactive.
Yeah, very giving. Very, very giving.
Everybody from Fear seems to be really interactive, and I love that. Not saying that The Walking Dead doesn't care about us at all, but obviously they're on a different level.
Yeah.
I guess. But Pollyanna McIntosh is pretty responsive. Samantha Morton was for a while when there was a phase that she was. I think when lockdown first started, she was more chatty because we were all bored off our asses. I know that she personally has recognized the Bloody Alpha as awesome, so that's pretty cool.
Cool.
Pollyanna likes her Jadis, and Sabrina Generina has a copy of her Tamiel now.
Oh, that's so cool.
Karen, got to give a shout out to Karen. Karen Elaine brought copies of Tamiel to the camp events because I had mailed the original to Sabrina management, but somehow it shows it was delivered, but it disappeared somewhere. I don't know where it is. So the original's lost. But she brought copies to Sabrina, and she signed one and sent it back to me. So Sabrina has a copy, and I have a copy signed. That's my goal too, is to get signatures someday.
That is so cool. Yeah, and to have them on your artwork.
Yeah.
That's just like icing on the cake. That's awesome.
Exactly. I know. I don't blame people for not commenting because I'm sure they get millions of comments every day. But it just makes me feel so much better when they do just a little like on it. See that they saw it. Garrett was really nice when he saw John Dory, and Ryan Hurst was one I was surprised at because he was like, "This is awesome." I was just like, "Oh my god." I would love, the big ones like Michonne and Sasha and Abe and Carol. I know Melissa's not on the internet very much. Oh, and Colby. I think she said, "You made me look gorgeous" or something like that. And I'm like, "Girl, you're already gorgeous."
Right?
Yeah. And of course, Jenna and Mo. Give them props. I'm going to stop bragging.
No, that's why you're here.
Yeah.
That's why we have you here.
Yep.
Yay.
It also shows that you're just as human as we are. When we say something clever and witty in their Instagram pictures, sometimes we want to get noticed. But especially you, when you create something, it's just that little. And because you and me have had these conversations before. It's just as a creative person to get that little boost from somebody who would otherwise not bother in a world where it feels like most people don't bother. It's like a kick in the ass, and it's the best kind.
Yeah, that's also why I'm a 7 on the fan meter, because I'm never, ever gonna beg for a follow. That's just not how I roll.
I don't do that
I
either.
am not. They have lives, and I don't get mad at them for wanting to live their lives. You know what I mean? There are people. I love that Jeffrey Dean Morgan posts so much about his life on the farm because I absolutely love that farm, and I would love my own farm. And Bubby is just so adorable. And George is adorable.
Bubby the duck,
Bubby
which is
the duck.
yeah. For some people who don't know, it's like this new internet thing.
I'm not on Twitter every day going, Norman, please follow me. And I'm not like bashing anybody who does. That's their.
I was about to say let's just call out a few screen names
Sorry.
that do it. I'm kidding.
No, I'm not gonna.
Just kidding.
I'm
going to say this out loud too, just so that you don't feel alone. Yeah, I in charity. I feel the same way. This is the way I've always felt about it. Is like if they see it and they like it and they follow you back, it's because they did it on their own, right?
Yeah,
and,
right.
Right.
Honest interactions. Whereas like somebody begging Jeffrey to follow them, and then he's like, "Fine, God," Like his little Twitter comments are just like, "Shut up already," or something like that. It's like, do you really want to follow me, or are you just doing it to shut me up? You know what I mean? Like, I would always have that in the back of my head. So I want to earn it.
Yeah, like that follow mute thing that they probably do.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Like I still will like post my drawings on their birthdays or whatever, and like, hey, happy birthday, Kari, or whatever.
Yep.
Oh, I would love to meet Kari P. When I was posting my work in progress pictures all the time before I moved them to my copy page, I would at them like every day I posted, and I, now I'm just like I only post it when I start and when I'm done.
Have you watched the Breaking Bad properties? Are you interested in drawing any of it?
I have done Heisenberg. Sharon, you put me on the spot. She's definitely on my list, but I'm not gonna say when.
She's like way down the list though, so.
Hey, I don't think Better Call Saul's going to be back until next year, so I think you got plenty of time.
Yeah.
That's why I bought the season 5 on Amazon. 'Cause I'm like, it's not going to be on Netflix till like next year.
They are filming episode 7 right now, and they're filming 13. So they still have like 6 episodes to film.
I didn't want to wait till next year to see season 5, and it's amazing.
If someone were to drop $20,000 in your lap, name some of the just immediately comes to your head things that you would spend it on.
Probably pay off our vehicles. I don't know, I just bought a new art table. Definitely finish our second bathroom. I think we have all the stuff we need for that though, so that wouldn't be a large part of it. And I think we have one credit card out there somewhere. The savings account would be nice. We're pretty much, paycheck to paycheck people.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband's, can't work because of his back.
How would that change if that was $200,000?
I would cry.
I can take that off your hands if it makes you sad.
You wanna? No, it would be happy tears.
Oh, happy tears. Okay.
I have like $80,000 in student loan payoff.
Oof. Yeah. Okay.
Because of interest. I think we would pay off the credit issues. Like we don't have big credit issues. Like the $20,000 would cover it, but that way our credit would be cleared up enough where we could sell this house and buy a farm.
Ah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Anything towards your art at all?
Maybe just a better computer so I can maybe start practicing digital stuff. Like right now, I mean, after we talked, I like downloaded different photo editing apps because all I do when I sell prints is take a picture of the original, obviously, and then sell the prints. I shouldn't say that's all I do because they're quality prints. So from there, I can put different filters on those photos and make it different art. Because it seems to me like the digital art has more of an interest audience than the straight pencil drawings, but look at the black and white guy. So who knows?
You're right.
I wouldn't mind having a bigger studio. I would really love pottery and maybe a better painting studio, I guess. I mean, I guess I would want spots for each different medium I want to play with. I'm envisioning a barn. That's my studio.
I like it.
Where each corner has something.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and I really, 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 really miss my darkroom. I would totally get back into that again.
That photography thing that you mentioned earlier, yeah.
Yes, I used to spend, oh my God, back in Minnesota, I had the crappiest setup, but it worked. I had my enlarger sitting on the washer, the industrial sink filled with water, and then my trays were just haphazardly on the dryer, with all the chemicals. And my red light is hanging from a beam from the plug, swinging like crazy, and just I had blankets under the door to block all the light, and it was spidery and cold and musty because it was Minnesota. But it worked, and I would spend 4 or 5 hours down there at a time developing. Loved it.
And by the way, you can catch some of that photography on stuff. Is it stuff_and_stuff_things?
Stuff underscore and underscore thangs.
THANGS.
THANGZ.
Z. Thank you
Yeah.
for correcting me.
With the Z.
S was taken.
I mentioned that because there's some amateur photography going on there that I'm not sure if that was the first thing I loved about you, but
You
definitely
mentioned
depends.
that once.
Yeah,
that you
and I was just like, I follow like all three, I think, all three accounts.
Oh yeah, and my other one is the pet portrait thing that I do. That's actually gotten more commissions than my Sierra actually commissioned me for something.
Aww.
But I have to finish. Well, Gabriel's finished. I have to finish. Connie is the last one I'm doing for Renee, and then I'm doing Sarah's Mandalorian,
Oh, that's
Cool.
cool.
which I obviously don't watch the show because I can't name the. It's the guy that looks like
The
a
Mandalorian.
pig. Whoever the guy is that looks like a pig.
Played by Nick
know.
All I can think of is I have spoken.
Yeah. As soon as you said that, he popped into my head.
I think it's for her dad. I want to.
That'll be cool. He'll be a lot of fun to draw too.
Kuil, I had to look it up.
What is it?
Kuil.
Oh,
Cool.
Yeah.
okay. That would not have come into my head.
Kuill.
Oh yeah. You're right.
Oh yeah. Okay. See, now I remember seeing it in the captions.
Okay.
Quill, I think this interview's over.
Linda, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for giving us your time this evening. I definitely know a little bit more about you, and I am a better person for it.
Aw.
Thank you for being part of the Fear fam too. I appreciate having you in there.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thank you for loving us.
I like turtles.
I like. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Beautiful.
I like turtles.